thank you. I am nervous as shit, but thank you. God damn. Okay. At the beginning of the show, okay, let me just get this out the way first and foremost. Half the crowd does know me. Just want to get out the way. And then she hadn't even heard me perform yet. And she's like, "You can bring people. You're headlining." I'm like, "You haven't heard me tell a joke yet, so we don't know how this is gonna go." But I'm gonna start here. Um, as a person of color, as a black person, I wish more people felt like that. As a black person, sometimes I think we're doing too much with diversity. We're pushing it too far. You know? Like it's getting unrealistic. I'm like, I just don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. You know? Like, they're trying to remake Back to the Future, right? But they're remaking it with a black guy. The thing is, that's fine, but I just don't know a black person that would want to go back in time. That's an exclusively white activity, you know? Somebody called me nigga in the parking lot 20 minutes ago and I don't want to go back there, you know? Fuck out of here. This shit makes no goddamn sense. Ridiculous. Pissing me off. Going forward in time is way more believable. I can see and understand why a black person would want to go forward in time. That makes sense to me, you know? Steps out of his Chrysler 300 instead of a DeLorean. Takes a look around, is like, what happened to all the white people? Like, have you checked the fucking weather? It's been plus 75 for the last 30 years. They all die because of heat stroke. Except Australians, you know? Naturally. Because to me, Australians are like the cockroaches of white people. They will never die. They're from the hottest continent on earth, but also chilling in bands. Pick a fucking climate. What's going on here? Not in my country. No, that's not. Some of my coworkers are here. What's up? All two of them. Great. This one's for you. I had y'all gonna know exactly who I'm talking about. Yeah, I had a coworker. They came up to me and they were just like, "There's somebody that I know that's like not eating. He's fasting, and I just want to know if it's Ramadan." I'm like, does she not know that brown people can just go on a diet? Like, why is... There we go, that's for y'all. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. A little bit about myself. I was born out in England, moved to Canada, and I was actually raised in St. Albert. Yeah. What did that R mean? Like the fuck? Yeah, but yeah, St. Albert's. If you guys don't know, St. Albert's incredibly white. So sometimes people think that my family situation looked like The Blind Side for some. I had two African parents. They just care about education. That's the one thing you need to know about African parents. It's the only thing they care about is education. You know, like for example, my dad went to Starbucks and came home and was very upset with me because one thing you need to know is that they only care about credentials. That's all they care about. Doctor, lawyer, you know, MD. That's that shit. So my dad was horrified when he came back, and he noticed that like somebody had so many initials behind their name, and he's like, "Why did I have so many credentials that you don't?" I'm like, "Working at Starbucks. Tell me what it was." It's like XERTHEY SE. That's their pronouns. That's not what you think it is. Like I can be that for you, but I could be the daughter you always wanted. But I don't think, as an African man, that's gonna work out too well. Nothing's gonna work out too well. I was also raised Mormon. Exactly, we come in black. It's crazy, I know. That was me. That's my story. Raised in Mormon. I didn't choose this life. This Mormon life chose me, you know? Yeah, I was raised Mormon. And the most embarrassing shit is like, this is so embarrassing. The blackest shit stopped me from being a good Mormon. The blackest shit. You know, I didn't do drugs. I didn't have premarital sex until I was 14. I didn't. I didn't do any. I wasn't super bad. I was a good kid. But the one thing they got me with is rap music. I love some rap music. Yeah, that's embarrassing. That kept me from being a good Mormon. And I know some of you get it, but some of you don't, because I'm in Alberta. I know the audience I'm listening to, and I know y'all listen to Cadillac Ranch. Imagine if you didn't listen to that shit. You'd be lying dancing in hell with me too, you know? You know. But sometimes people ask me why, as a black man, did you decide to stop being Mormon? And I was like, I did not want to go to Mormon heaven if none of my niggas would come with me, you know? The fuck am I supposed to do when I get there? Eat casserole forever? What the? Some bullshit. I'll go to slackline for 4,000 years. What the? Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh. This is an embarrassing story, but this really did happen. I went to church one day, and this guy was pulling out all this equipment. Lawnmowers, hedge clippers, fucking basketballs, football. And it took like 30 minutes to put all this stuff out. And this is exactly what happened. I'm gonna show you the exact scenario here, right? So he's pulling all of this shit out. Hey, what's up? How you doing, man? Good. You're just late. I noticed how they were white anyways. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, so he's pulling out all this stuff, all this equipment, and then he comes up to the pulpit and he's like, you can do all of this stuff instead of watching pornography. And you walked away. I'm like, but none of that will make me come. So I've never been like, oh, I'm horny, let me mow the lawn. What the fuck? Shit is ridiculous. Dumbass. I went on a Mormon mission. I did that shit. I lived that life. I promise you. I went on that shit. I went for a month and came straight back. If you guys don't know what a Mormon mission trip is, they typically go to different countries in the world to preach the gospel to different people. You know, some people go to Zimbabwe. Some people go to the Philippines. I went to Cold Lake. And I was like, holy shit, there's a lot of poor white people out here. It's crazy. But you know how hard it is to teach Jesus to somebody in their mid-50s who has clean running water? Like, it doesn't hit the same, you know? It doesn't really work. I gotta tell y'all a story. There was a time I was walking through the river valley and I saw a furry. Do y'all know what a furry is? Yeah, it's like somebody dressed in like a costume as an animal. They kind of look like an unemployed mascot. It's weird. And this furry was just walking through the river valley by itself. There was no convention, nothing. Just a furry in this woods. A cartoon giraffe, 7 feet tall, walking around. I'm like, that's not supposed to be in my neighborhood. What the fuck is this? You know? And I thought about it. Because I got that nervous pin in my stomach. That thing when you see something you don't recognize in your community, you know? But then I realized that oftentimes people look at me the same way. They like, I don't recognize this person in that community. And I had the exact same thought that like I know people have when they see me walking through their neighborhood. When I saw that furry, that I'd be a whole lot more comfortable if that person was with a football team. Fuck. Gator, my dad whooped my ass. He did that shit. That's why I'm doing comedy. That's why I'm here. My dad whooped my ass. And one time, excuse me? Oh, I know I wrote the joke. I know what it's about. You don't have to tell me. Thank you, though. I had no idea. But if you want to keep talking, I can give you the microphone if you want. Trauma. What the fuck? See, what was I talking? See, I got ADHD, so I don't remember shit at all.
Your dad beat your ass.
Whoa, he did, yeah. Is he here right now? What the fuck? Where are you? Huh? My dad was whooping my ass so much, and he's a disciplined man. That's the fucked up part. He does nothing half-assed. He'll beat my ass halfway through, this nigga stopped for a Gatorade break. Like most fathers drink to forget they hit their children. My father was drinking for performance. It was fucked up. You know? And that's what the part that pissed me off, especially the older I've gotten, the more I realized and had empathy with the younger version of myself, my brain was not fully developed. I did not have a fully developed prefrontal cortex. So I'll get my ass beat over things I had no idea what's going on, right? Like, we don't do that to adults, you know? It's not like you miss a credit card payment and then my dad's at the door. You know, that shit makes no sense, you know? Like, whooping your ass like a slave. Can you imagine that shit? That's what they call it, MasterCard. Anyways, my lovely girlfriend's here. What's up? And she's she's very blue collar and tough. And I'm very a bitch. I'm terrified, but like there's still that society that makes me feel like I have to be more masculine than I have to be, you know? Like this one time there was loud banging outside. And this loud banging happens every single night. And this loud banging, she's like, babe, oh my gosh, I think it's gunshots. You should go out and do something. Sorry, babe, but bitch, do I look bulletproof to you? What the fuck you expect me to do? I'm a black man, I'm not Batman, what the fuck? This is some bullshit. But I looked it up, because if this was loud banging, was gunshots, this would be Afghanistan. This would be happening every single night. So I looked up the statistics. There's over 300 shootings in Edmonton every single year. 300. Exactly. Stop talking. I don't know if that's the same woman, but there's only so many times I can tell a white woman to shut up. I'm gonna take that opportunity. And what was I talking about? See, this is the fucking... Yes, 300 shootings in Edmonton every year, 300. But there's only like 20 murders. That means people in Edmonton can't aim for shit. They shoot as well as the Oilers, you know? Even Wayne Gretzky was like, some of these people miss 100% of the shots they do take, you know? Speaking of dating, I was dating this one girl, and she's white, by the way, otherwise the story doesn't make any sense. And don't get ahead of yourself. It's the only thing on the menu. It's not like I'm picking white women by choice, you know? It's by necessity. Anyways. I was walking, fuck. See, this is terrible. Oh yeah, so again, she came to me one day and she was just like, babe, I fucked up. And of course, anytime your partner tells you they're messed up, already, before you even had a fight yet, you're like, something's horrible, bad happened, you know? And she told me that she said the N-word. And like, I was like, what am I supposed to do with this information? Because she said it when she was in the car, like I wasn't around. It's kind of like if a tree in the forest falls. Does it say nigga too? Like, what the fuck? I have no idea what she expects me to do with this information. You know, so all I could think was, did you say the N-word in the car because the music was really good? Or did you say it because I forgot to empty the dishwasher? Like, you know? And she was like, no, it's the music. I'm like, bitch, you listen to Shania Twain. I don't know any Shania Twain song with that many N-words in it. I was, speaking of dating, I typically when I go to a woman's place, I have a to-go bag, but you don't want to bring it in presumptuously. That's rude. You know, you're nodding your head. You're like, that's rude. Except for me, it's a CPAP machine, so it's way worse. It's way worse. It's way worse. I promise you. It's awful. Because the thing is like, I'm still under 30. There's no business for me having a CPAP machine. So when I pull it out, they're like, did this nigga have COVID? What the fuck is this? It's so bad. It's so bad. Oh my God. So every time I have the CPAP machine, and the reason I have to bring it is because if I fall asleep without it, like I could, you know, breathe something back it up and I could die. And the thing is, if I go over to a lady's house and it gets good, we have a good time, and I come, I will fall asleep and I will die. I'm not letting any woman in the world walk around like, this good pussy killed that nigga. No, fuck no. That's not happening. Not happening. So every time, of course, I pull out the CPAP machine, there's hoses, it's loud, it's always just like weird to people, you know? It just makes people a little bit uncomfortable when I pull out the CPAP machine. So I'm a comedian. I try to lighten the mood. So I was like, how about I fuck you with the CPAP machine mask on? And we can pretend we're living out the wildest fantasy of a Make-A-Wish kid. Yeah, she didn't like that at all. Like I said, I have a strict African family, and it always makes me wonder, you know, like I was a really good kid at school because I had lost discipline at home. Like if I fucked up, if I cheated on a math test, I wasn't gonna get sent to my room. I was gonna get sent to Nigeria, and that's not a joke. That's a fact. I had a friend called Mutumbo who cheated on a math test. I've never seen that guy ever again. It's a real thing. So oftentimes I'm like, when I see these white kids acting up, we should get rid of them. Send them away. I know what you guys are thinking. Where are we gonna send them? Do 23andMe test. I know you guys love that shit. And pick the worst countries, send them there. Like, oh, like 2% Russian, off to the gulag, he's out of here. Or send them to Saskatchewan, I don't give a fuck. That's a third world country. Saskatchewan, Afghanistan, Uzbekistan, any place with that many vowels is a third world country. They don't even have roads there, I'm sure. They just have horses and carriages, you know? And it's annoying though. It's annoying when people do that 23andMe test shit and they come to me to tell me about them, you know, because they're always way too excited. Because they're like, oh my gosh, look, Tosan, I'm 20% Russian, I'm 80%. I'm like, I don't care. Because I'm 100% black. I don't give a fuck about what you got going on. But the weird part is that, like, sometimes people come to me and they're like, the thing is, let me put it this way. If you're like 20% black, that means like, oh, you fuck with some white people. You fuck with some black people, you know? You're 20% black. But if you're like 2% black, that means like you like fucked with some black people. You know? Like, you called me nigga in the parking lot 20 minutes ago, like. Y'all, this has been a great fucking time. I appreciate y'all for coming out. Thank you so much. Am I done? Can I keep going? Oh yeah, Bobby's here. So we're good. You guys gonna love your headline. I've been toasted. Have a great night.